What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's How. Today we're going to go over 3-star Golem, the fight. It's not too bad. He doesn't have very many moves. He's not really that tricky of a battle. So let's go ahead right into it for you here. You do need to evoke Tetrasilphlid in this fight. Remember, when you put Tetrasilphlid on a unit, they're going to get 50% imperil, basically 50% reduction in resistance to Earth natively. So that's important because you're going to need to have 100% Earth resistance total in the fight. Okay, so remember, you need 50% extra on that person, so gear accordingly. Maybe put some Earth resist materia, that kind of fun stuff. Otherwise, that person's going to get wrecked. All right, Golem here, stone monster, level 99, 80 million HP, 100,000 MP, 1,450 attack, 100 defense, 550 magic, and 25 spirit. He's neutral to everything except for 2 elements. He's 100% weak to wind and absorbs Earth damage. Okay, so he's got 100 defense. You cannot break it. He's immune to magic and defense break. But he's vulnerable to attack and spirit break. If you do not have 100% dodge tank for this fight, you're going to need to load up on HP and defense. You're going to need a lot of it. And you're going to need a very hefty 50% to 60% attack break so you can survive that 1,450 base attack. That's a lot of attack to have to deal with without an AoE dodge, or not an AoE dodge tank, a single target dodge tank. You can use probably the most accessible one is an enhanced Chizuru. She starts with 40% dodge. You can throw like Assault Vest on her. You're already at 50%. If you're around for the FF14 event, you can get 25% dodge and materia there. And if you were around for the Kiyomori event way back in the day, which might be a rerun pretty soon, the original Final Fantasy Tactics Aura Sight, that's a 10% dodge katana. You're getting really close without a single TMR as long as you're around for all those events. Now, the abilities he has here, not very many, guys. He's got Trample and Kick Away, very similar. They're both single target physical damage 5.0 multipliers. One has a defense and spirit break, the other one has attack and magic break. So the Trample, that's something that makes it much harder for a non-dodge tank to tank this fight. You're going to have break resistance on top of a high attack break skill on your unit, on top of high HP, high defense, because he throws these tramples out back to back to back to back. It's not going to be enough for you to dispel the defense and spirit break, because you're going to get it at the start of the turn and he's just going to run right through you if you don't have dodge. So keep that in mind. You want a break resist unit like Zargobath. Does Zargobath have that now? I don't know if Zargobath has break resistance, but like a couple of units do. So keep those in mind if that's something that you want to do. Namely, a unit that you're going to want in this fight, due to the next 2 mechanics, does have break resistance and Omni Block. That's Veritas the Earth, very important in this fight. Magnitude 8 Earth magic damage, 10 times multiplier to all enemies. Cannot be evaded. It's fine though, as long as you do Earth Veritas or have a significant other buff. We'll talk about that in a second. Fragmental Rock, Earth magic damage, 12 times multiplier with decreased attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 40% for 5 turns to all enemies. The only person that's going to care about the attack, defense, magic, and spirit break, it's going to let you do a little bit less damage. But importantly, the defense break on someone who's a non-dodge provoke tank, you're going to have that break resist again for this. Now, Earthen Wall basically just slows the fight down. It makes him immune to all damage, magical and physical, for 1 turn. Basically, he uses this. You just recover a little bit, heal your team up, put your buffs back up, all that fun stuff. So why is Veritas to the Earth so important? Is because of the Magnitude 8 and the Fragmental Rock. Veritas to the Earth is awesome because he has access to a 100% Earth buff for everyone in your party except for Veritas of the Earth, but that's okay because Veritas of the Earth actually absorbs Earth damage and heals off of it. So that's awesome. So you can make your whole party immune to both of these attacks. Fragmental Rock does have the 100% Earth Imperil, but bring Bushido Freedom or an equivalent Dispelga. Hit your party with Bushido Freedom and then put the 100% buff back on your party with a 100% dodge tank or very, very, very strong provoke tank. He can't actually do damage to your party. You're going to be immune to all the Earth damage as long as you're on top of that Imperil and that buff. And the single target damage is just going to miss you or just go to your provoke tank. You're going to be okay there. Now, his attack pattern does not really matter that much. Basically, his thresholds, he's just going to Earthen Wall on thresholds and then do Fragmental Rocks and Tramples. Outside of that, he just casts Trample a bunch. He's going to trample, then every 5 turns or every 5 times he uses trample, he's going to use Magnitude 8. But if you have Veritas to the Earth, or maybe you put 30% Earth resistance on your bosses, on your characters, and you have a 70% like Barstonga effect of something of that nature, you can hit 100% Earth resistance that way. Magnitude 8, Fragmental Rock, They're not going to do damage to you. He never uses like Fragmental Rock and then like hit you with another Fragmental Rock on the same turn. You'll never take damage as long as you are on top of that Imperil on your turn. Dispel it. So that's pretty fun there. Nothing insane as far as his attack and his AI though. So just provoke tank, keep him up, keep the break resist up, keep your buffs up, keep the break on him, the attack break, if you're not using a dodge tank. And then make sure you don't forget to take that Imperil off. If you forget the Imperil, your team is going to go down except for Veritas of the Earth. Alright, so that's going to be this. We're going to run through it real quick for you guys, commentate over it a little bit because we did have some technical issues. But definitely take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, what's going on? We're in here. It was previously recorded, it had no audio, so I'm going to dub over it for you guys because it's impossible for me to find the correct friend unit. So we're going to go over the team real quick. We're bringing in Maritime Strategist Nicole. Don't really need to bring him. Actually, it'd be better if I brought a breaker here instead. His buffs are going to be relatively worthless due to the fact that the way this team is set up, you won't be taking damage. Anyhow, I do have Bushido Freedom set on him, so he is going to be dispelling my team with Bushido Freedom. And he also does have Tetrasylphlid equipped, because do remember, Tetrasylphlid lowers your earth resistance, not water resistance, earth resistance by 50%. So you need to make up for that with some equipment and some materia so you don't get bodied by his earth attacks. We're bringing in Leela. Would be best off if you actually had like a wind dagger Leela or something of the nature like that, or not a wind dagger, like a wind spear. But good luck finding wind spear Leela friends. So we're just gonna avoid doing that for today. Then we have Santa Rosalia is gonna be my provoke tank. She's 100% dodge. If you don't have 100% dodge, you're gonna need a massive attack break for this fight with a massive HP and defense pool. It's harder to actually get the HP and defense gear together for a fight like this with a massive attack break. You need like Ramza or CG Lid for an attack break. And then we have Veritas of the Earth naked. He's here strictly for the buff. So what you do here, TLDR, this fight, super simple. Keep the Imperil off of you. Keep your bar buff up. Keep your provoke up. You're good to go. You'll be fine. If you have to use a non-dodge tank, then you use an attack break with your provoke. That's it. So basically, turn one here, we're just gonna put our Earthwind Ward up. Super amazing here. And then we're gonna cast up some buffs here for no reason. Just a little bit more damage, I guess. So we're gonna Fortune Stance. We're gonna Impregnable Stance. I guess it's probably what we'll do, even though Impregnable Stance is gonna reduce 30% of 0 damage. So that's totally fine here. They're gonna provoke with Santa Rosalia. And then the Leos are just gonna auto attack. What we do for quite a while here is we're gonna build up our Esper gauge. Okay, so we can evoke Tetrasylphlid. So let's go to us having max Esper gauge, because no one wants to see that. Please take him out of the game, Gumi. I don't want to see it anymore. Alright, so we're here. We finally made it. Trample. We just spam it, trample. It's alright. And then you basically just follow that algorithm. If he imperils you, dispel your team. After you dispel your team, put your Barstone back up with Veritas of the Earth or whatever Barstone of your choice, as long as you can hit 100% Earth resistance. I then provoke again with your tank, and then if you're not using a dodge tank, make sure your incredibly overpowered attack break is on. Okay, guys? So with that in mind, we're just going to let this roll out. If you want to see previous content, check out the playlist section. If you want to see future content, including what you should vote for, we haven't seen that stuff yet. There's definitely mathematically a best and definitely a worst. Some of those options are far worse than you would want to believe. So check that stuff out for sure. Don't make your vote wasteful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.